Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, You, Me, and Faith to Conceive. My name is Jasmine Lovett, and today, while the girls are taking a nap, I'm folding clothes, and we're going to chit chat about my pregnancy update, how many weeks along I am, how I felt when I found out, and how I felt, how I found out. So if you are interested and want to know all the deets, stay tuned. Alright guys, first excuse my attire. I've been outside getting the girls' little floating pool thing ready. So I'm hot and we just had lunch and took a nap. So I have a little bit of free time, and then when they wake up we're going in the pool. So today I am 21 weeks, flat 21 weeks, and I feel good. I don't have any symptoms other than hunger, so I'll wake up maybe about 3 o'clock in the morning, want something to eat, and other than that I feel fine. I'm not as tired as I was, definitely not as sick as I was. So right now I'm at the part of my pregnancy where I'm like, yeah, let's do stuff, let's go, let's live life again. But let's go to the beginning of how I found out. So this is crazy. A week before I found out, DJ and I had a conversation about having more kids, and we were just sure that we were going to have to do IVF if we wanted to have kids again. And both of us were like, we don't want to do IVF. I definitely don't want to go through the shots, the emotional part of it, the what if part of it. And to me, if we were going to do IVF and it didn't work, we were going to be wasting money, and we can't really waste money like that right now because we have 2 one-year-olds. So I was like, it's just not something that I think we should do anytime soon. And I'll be 34 this year in July, so I was like, I don't want to be having babies past 35. It was all about what we felt and what we wanted. And DJ's like, yeah, it's like, I don't want to go through IVF again because what if it doesn't work, and it's stressful and it costs money, and we're trying to get our house and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah. So we were just like, we're done having kids. We didn't even think about us getting pregnant naturally because we went through IVF, and we had less than 1% chance of ever conceiving. And even when we left the clinic after we got pregnant with the girls, they were like, well, yeah, when you're ready for baby, the next baby, come see us. And Skylar, get away from my cup. And we hadn't gotten pregnant. It's been over a year and a half. So we're like, probably have to go through all that again, and it's just not what we want to do. So we got blessed with the 2 girls. We're raising them. We're trying to figure out parenthood. We're trying to figure out who we are as parents, who we still are as individuals, who we are as a married couple with kids, and who we are as a married couple, period. Because life changes, dynamics changes, things happen. And we just weren't at that place where we're like, yeah, let's have a baby. We did say this. We said if it happened, it would have to be God. That's it. It would have to be God. It would have to be a miracle. And that's the only way we could get pregnant. Mind you, we're having this conversation not knowing I'm already pregnant. So after that conversation, I decided to have a little alone time, go take me a bubble bath, and DJ's out here with the girls. And I was just in the tub, and I started crying because I was like, God, we have been through so much. We are in a crazy place right now, and it's just a lot. But deep down in the desires of my heart, I know I was supposed to have a son. If y'all remember, the first IVF transfer we had was a little boy, and he miscarried at 7 weeks. The rest of the embryos were girls that we transferred, but that was the only one that we knew what it was when we transferred it, and it was a boy. And we lost him. So I was just like, God, I had dreams about a son before the girls. Call somebody back. I had dreams about having a son before the girls, and I just knew, like, I'm supposed to have one more. But I was like, well, God, if it was just a dream and it's not what you want, take the desire out of my heart. And I was like, just make me be content and be okay. And I was content and I was okay. I cried my little cry, and I thank God for where we were. I thank God that our family was together and that we're raising the girls and they're happy. We have 2 girls that are great and they get along together most of the time. And we just had our little flow going, not knowing I was already pregnant. So fast forward to about maybe a week after that, we were getting ready to give away some of the girls' stuff because one of my friends had just had a baby. So I was like, oh, let's give away the Mamaroo and some other, you know, the sling and all that stuff. But it was something weird because DJ came home that weekend and he told the girls, happy 15 months. And I was like, they're not 15 months. I was like, they're only 14 months. He's like, no, or what, 15 or 16. I was like, that they can't be, because if they were, I would know, because it coincides. I mean, you know, it goes with my cycle. Whenever my cycle comes, they turn a month. I looked at the calendar and they had turned a month over. So that meant I was 4 weeks late on my period and had no idea, because I was just taking care of twins. I knew I was very tired, but I thought it was just because they were more active and they were just, you know, turning up a notch, and I was just needing to keep up because I was so tired. I kept telling DJ, like, I'm so tired, it doesn't make sense. Like, I feel like something's wrong with me, I'm so tired. But I just thought it was because I had twins that were active. So I was like, DJ, I'm 4 weeks late. And I was like, but it's probably nothing. It's probably stress. We'll wait and see if I get my cycle next month, because ain't no way I'm pregnant. But then I was waited a couple weeks, and I was like, oh, I'm going on a mom's getaway, and we plan on having like mimosas, you know, going out and stuff. And I knew there was gonna be drinks involved. And I was like, I don't want to be out of town, sick, not knowing if I'm pregnant or not. So I'm just gonna take a test. I had a test left over from the girls. So I go in the closet, pull it out, take it. I didn't even finish, you know, going on the stick. And the thing was super dark. It was so dark that the test line took away the dye from the control line. So I was like shaking. It was just like everything around me stopped. It was slow motion, like I was in a bubble. I was just like, this can't be happening. This is not happening. It's too much. Like, there's too much going on. Like, no, this is not happening. So I FaceTime DJ. I'm shaking like this. I'm shaking like this. I'm like, DJ, look. He's like, you took the test? I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, that line's fake. I was like, that's the control line. I said, the test line is super positive. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm gonna get a digital. It can't be. And I was like, okay, get a digital. And he was home maybe like 5 minutes after that. He was on his way home from work, so he stopped at CVS or whatever and got a test. I didn't even use the same urine. I went again, and the thing didn't even wait 3 minutes, and pregnant popped up. And it was just like all the air was sucked out of the room, like, because the girls were in their room asleep. Me and DJ were just sitting there looking at the test. And DJ, when he saw it, the biggest smile came across his face, like that cat off of Alice in Wonderland, the Chester cat. And he just like fell to the ground like, I can't believe it. Oh my gosh, like we got pregnant by ourselves. And I was just like, and I fell to the ground, like my back hit the wall and I slid down. And I was just like, I'm about to have 3 babies under 3. I went from having no kids, 1 kid for over 6 years, all those infertility treatments, to everything else that's been going on, to having 3 kids. And I was just like, God, what are you doing? What is this? What are you doing? And then I became shocked, and I became sad, because I was like, Cadence and Corinne are still babies. Like, I felt like I was taken away from them. They weren't gonna have all my attention anymore. But then I realized they never had my full attention, either one of them, because it's 2 of them. So they're used to sharing mommy. So that's a blessing in disguise. And then I was like, and there'll be 3 days before the new baby is due. The new baby's due date is October 26th. Cadence and Corinne's birthday is October 23rd. All our babies are in the same month, 3 days apart. 3 days apart, and our anniversary is October 11th. So it's just like, and it's some other things happening in October where it all kind of lines up perfectly. But I'm just like, God, what is the end game here? What is your motive? What are you doing? So I got happy then. We started celebrating, we started laughing, we started crying. And then DJ's like, I gotta call somebody and tell somebody. So he calls his parents and we FaceTime them. And they're like, is that what we think it is? And we're like, yeah, we're pregnant. They're like, we knew it. We knew it. We called my parents, told them, they're all, look at God, you can't tell me God's not real. Like, y'all, there's such a big giant testimony in this story, but I can't fully share all of it until God releases me to share all of it. But just know this baby is like the icing of the cake, the cherry on top of the sundae after this whole like year and a half that's been going on where I wasn't on camera. There's been a lot of stuff happening, but this baby is like, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like a healing thing, but it took me a while to see that because I was just like, God, like, I don't feel like I can do this. So that night, DJ went to sleep. I think I woke up like around 2 o'clock in the morning. And I came out here with my journal, and I opened up my journal and I read like all the things I wrote about trying to get pregnant with Cadence and Corinne. And then I read about all the things that's happened over the last year and a half. And I just started crying so hard I couldn't hardly breathe. And I was just like, God, you have never, ever, ever, ever let me down. Like, I'm telling y'all, God is so faithful. And if you allow him into your mess, and if you allow him into the darkness with you when you're in a valley, he's gonna pull you out, and you're gonna come out better and stronger, and you're gonna have an army behind you because you're gonna be telling people what he did for you, and you're gonna be helping other people. Like, I learned that through IVF, and then I learned that over the last year and a half, and now I'm learning again, like, God is faithful. He always does and says what he's gonna do. Because I looked at a page where I was like, God, I really don't think I'm gonna have kids, and I know that you said that I'm gonna have, seed from my harvest. I'm gonna have harvest from my seed, but I don't see it. I just couldn't see it. And here I am, not thinking a baby, not wanting a baby, trying to figure out motherhood already and everything else. And then God's like, here, I'm gonna give you this gift because I'm proud of you. And this baby's gonna be a testimony along with Cadence and Corinne of what I can do, because I get all the glory in this situation. But so I just sat in there and cried and cried and cried, and then I just got back in the bed. DJ didn't move, and I just went to sleep. But then the enemy always tries to come, y'all. You have to be vigilant. Like, sometimes I used to not pay attention to what was going on because I was so wrapped up on, okay, God did this, now I'm living my happy life. You have to stay aware of things that's gonna happen. So I'm supposed to be happy, right, that I'm having the baby. Then I start to get sick. And it wasn't like normal morning sickness like I had with the girls. It was all day, throwing up all the time. I couldn't eat nothing. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't smell anything. The only thing that I was surviving off of was booze. I couldn't even drink water. So I was like, God, why in the world would you allow me to get pregnant and let me be this sick when I gotta take care of 2 girls. I have to take care of twins that are running free. I have to make sure the house is not tore up. And like, when I tell you I had to let go of all control and be vulnerable when I wasn't ready to be, I said, what are you trying to teach me now? I have a thing that I have to work through, and I've been going to counseling and therapy where I have to be okay with letting people in and letting people help me. So I had to call my mother-in-law. I was like, listen, I know that I'll be watching these girls. I don't be wanting to ask for help, but I need help. Can you come take them for a day? Or can you take them for a couple days? I can't do it. And I have to tell DJ, like, you're gonna have to give me some grace. You're gonna come home sometime. There's probably not gonna be dinner. I'm gonna need you to pick up the slack. I'm gonna need you to be aware that the house is gonna be torn up. I cannot do it, and I can't make myself do it. So I had to let go of, like, oh, you can get it all done. Like, you're strong. I had to be weak, and I had to allow other people to take care of me. And that's hard for some people because I don't ever want to be a burden for someone else. Like, I'm used to helping other people, but I don't want to be the person that's always like, oh, I need your help. Like, I don't want to be a burden for other people because I know that other people are going through their own stuff and other people are tired. But I had to learn to lean on community. Oh, I have to tell y'all another story about that too. Anyway, so I was super sick, and it lasted for about 16 weeks, non-stop being sick, losing all my weight. I had lost a whole bunch of weight after I had the girls, but then I started building it back up, getting my muscle mass back. And then this happened, and it's like, now I'm skinny again, but now I'm getting bigger. But I had lost all that weight, and I was like, this is torture. And when you don't feel good, it's like the stuff that annoys you or the stuff that you're already upset with becomes magnified. This is where the enemy comes in. So I had to figure out what to do. I said, okay, God, what can I say or what can I do to make myself not let my emotions destroy the happiness that I'm supposed to be in? And then God's like, well, who do you belong to? And I was like, oh yeah, because I belong to Christ, you give me peace that surpasses all understanding. And because of that peace, it changes the way that I think and that I feel. So because I belong to you, I have free peace. I don't have to sit here and just relish in, oh my God, I feel so bad. I can think on the things that are good. So I intentionally made sure I wrote down things that were good about this situation. I intentionally made sure that I didn't sit here and dwell on things that were making me angry or sick or upset. So it was hard to do that, but once you change your mindset, it becomes easier to live it out. So I did that, and I said it's beginning to change the way that I think and how I feel. Because if you base your life off of your emotions and how you feel, you are doomed. Your emotions change all the time. Your feelings change all the time. They are not solid. Your emotions are not solid. I was like, I feel angry right now. I feel irritated right now. Like, I want to slap you right now. Like, because the hormones were super intense this time. And I was like, Jasmine, your emotions are not permanent. Do not act off your emotions because that will get you in trouble. So I said, Holy Spirit, I need you to help me to calm my emotions. I need you to help me because I cannot do it on my own. But anyway, I'm getting off topic, but that's what I did. So after 16 weeks with up, I started to feel good again. The clouds were lifted, the sun came out, and then it was finally time to find out what we were having. So this was the first time that DJ was permitted to ever go with me to the doctors when I was pregnant. So he went with me when we found out I was pregnant. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all about that. Oh my God, okay. Bring it back one more time. When we went into the doctor's office, right, to see if we were pregnant, at first, they couldn't see what they needed to see. So they're like, oh, we're gonna have you come back next week to make sure that it's developing okay, because we can see the sac, but we don't see the fetal pole. So we had gotten all excited thinking like, you know, we're pregnant, and here comes the enemy like, no, you're not. This is a fluke. You're about to have a miscarriage, and that's gonna be damaging to your progress that you've made, and you're gonna be depressed and angry at each other. So here you go. So that's what we were going home all silent. Like, we didn't want to, you know, think about the baby. And then I had to go on my trip. So the day before I went on my trip, I had to go in for blood work and another ultrasound. And did DJ come with me for that? No, he did not come with me for that. I had to go on my own, and they said they saw the heartbeat. So I was like, okay, they see the heartbeat. So we were like, okay, it's happening, it's fine, but we're still cautious because they wanted me to come back again. So I'm in, you know, out of town, and I get a call from my doctor, and she's like, we ran your blood, and it's saying negative. Your urine is saying positive, but your beta numbers are like super low. So it's saying you're not pregnant, so we need you to come back in like tomorrow. I couldn't come in the next day because I was out of town. So I had to call DJ from out of town and just prepare him for, like, I think we're losing the baby. And I called him and I was like, babe, I don't know what's going on. I still feel super sick, but they're saying that the blood count is not positive and the urine is, so it might just be, you know, a miscarriage or something like that. So we just had in our heads like, okay, we're not taking our hopes up again. Enemy not trying to let me enjoy my girls' trip. The girls I went away with happened to be some prayer warriors. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to be vulnerable and open up to them and let them know what's going on. And I just started telling them everything that was going on, how we felt, how IVF was like really hard for us, especially for, you know, how many times we had to try. And I just needed them to pray that DJ had peace and that I had peace. And we stopped everything we were doing. Those girls circled around me, put their hands on me, and they prayed. And I had peace the rest of that trip. I didn't even think about it. Got back home, and you just like, I feel like everything's okay. And I was like, I do too. Went to the next doctor's appointment. They were like, well, okay, I don't know what was wrong with that test, but your numbers are over 14,000, so now we think it might be more than one. Long story short, I had to go to a whole bunch of appointments. It's one baby. He was just super healthy, super strong. So yeah, back to the anatomy scan. We get there, we're sitting in there, and they asked us how the twins were doing and everything like that, and how it was DJ being a girl dad. He's telling them he loves it. Every day he looks at them and he just thanks God for them and thanks God for how they've changed our lives and changed the type of people that we are. And he's like, every day, you know, I just thank God for them. And he's like, they were like, well, do you want a boy, Dad? And he's like, I mean, he's like, it'll be all right if I have a boy, and it'll be all right if I had a girl. He's like, I enjoy being a girl dad, so I'm cool with that. I don't think he wanted to get himself excited. They asked me, I was like, I want a boy, because I already got girls, so I want a boy. And they were looking, and they were like, you see that? We were like, they're like, Dad, you're having a boy. He started to cry. I was like, this is so special, because last time he could not come to one ultrasound. This was his first time seeing the heartbeat on the screen, seeing the little body he was moving, seeing them move, seeing all the little feet and hands. And then when they said it was a boy, like, he just started crying, tears started streaming. And I was like, he needs some tissue. So I'm smiling from ear to ear. He's crying, and the people were like, this is just so sweet. And I was like, y'all have no idea. You have no idea, like, how sweet this is. And we just was on cloud nine. We left. We didn't call anybody and tell anybody what we were having. We went home. We didn't go home. We went out to eat. We had lunch together at the park. And we just talked about how from last year to this year, how much things are so different for us. Like, even before that, like before the girls to now. And it's just, y'all don't even, I cannot wait till a book is coming. Just be ready. But God has done so many things. I can't even count them all. Like that song, miracles on miracles, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't count them all. So when things happen, when storms come, it's like now I'm at a posture where, like, all right, God, I got my anchor, my feet are set on your firm foundation. Like, let's go, because what's next after this? But it's just, he's moving right now. It's just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful and I'm humbled, because if not for God, like, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where our family would be, where our, like, I don't know. But God is faithful. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah, I'm 21 weeks right now with baby boy. Things are happening, things are moving. There's new things going on. Everything is new. And I'm just happy and grateful. I mean, I guess y'all want to know, like, the size of the baby. I don't know. Like the app, what's the app say? Y'all have the pregnancy. If this little boy don't stop. My little nephew follows me on TikTok, and he like straight has conversation with me in the comments. Like, just text me. Anyway, let me look up. I didn't even look at it. So he's the size of a ferret. He's the size of a ferret, and he's moving around like crazy. So I think I'm gonna have a wild thing on my hands. But I can handle it with God's help. Like, he's not gonna give me anything I can't handle. And I just want to encourage people who are going through whatever, whether it be infertility, marriage things, trying to raise your kids, money problems. Just trust God with it. Like, the minute you open up your hands and give him control, like really do it, things start to change. The minute you tell the Holy Spirit, like, okay, order my steps for real. Like, I don't want to move unless you say move. I don't want it unless it's your will. I don't want to talk to anybody that's not, you know, lined up with what you say. I don't want to be anywhere that is going to distract me from what you have for me to do. The minute you do that, doors open, doors close. situations change, outcomes are, it's just, it's rewarding, but it's painful sometimes too. Like sometimes things will happen, and I'm not saying like when you follow God, nothing bad happens. No, things will happen because you live in a fallen, broken world. Things will happen. Challenges will come. You will definitely be in the valley, but if you have God by your side, he's going to lead you the right way, and he's going to build you up and make you stronger. And every scar that you get, every bruise that you get, every time you fall in a hole and twist your ankle, it's going to be used. He's going to heal that scar. It's still going to be visible. You're going to remember it, but you're going to be able to talk about it when somebody asks you like, how'd you get that? What happened right there? You'll have a testimony about how you got through that, and it will help them in whatever situation comes their way. But it's turned into like a, I don't know, an inspirational pregnancy announcement, fold clothes with me video. But I just had a chance to come up here and talk while they were taking a nap, and I was like, let me do it before they wake up. If you are following along on my channel, I have started a Nest with Me from 2 to 3 series. I have been recording like various places around my house where I'm decluttering and trying to get the house ready before baby comes and before we move. So I'm trying to get rid of a lot of things so we don't have to pack up a lot of junk. But the first video was kind of like, okay, let's test this out to see how it's going to be to film with kids. And from my experience from the last video, it was kind of hard. So some videos might have it like that, and most videos they're going to be at their Nana's house, and I'll be able to film better and, you know, get it done without little kids screaming and toys going off in the background. So if you watch that video, you are a trooper, and you've probably been with me since the beginning. So thank you for your patience with that. But I'm trying to think if I'm leaving anything out that I need to share right now about this baby, about this pregnancy. No, I'm just in a good place with it right now. I'm feeling good, feeling great, feeling great, feeling good. I'm fine. Family's excited, and I'm just looking forward to see what he's gonna be like, who he's gonna look like, and what kind of personality he has. I have a feeling that he's gonna be just like his daddy. I have a feeling he's gonna look just like his daddy, walk like his daddy, everything. So that's what I'm thinking. But he could be like his mama. The girls are a good mixture of both of us. So it's gonna be exciting. We just keep saying like, what's he gonna be like? And it's funny because whenever DJ gets home and starts talking, he becomes real like wild and active. So I'm like, oh Lord. He responds wild to his voice. He's already finding his person that he wants to hang out with. But you know, little boys love their mama. So I'm excited for that. But all right guys, I'm gonna finish the rest of these little sheets and probably lay down, take a nap before they wake up. So thanks for watching. Prayers and baby dust